So before I start this video, I want to show you real quick my peppers. It's been, I don't know how many days, and they're already starting to come up. Usually it takes way longer for my peppers to come up than this. One's coming up, it fell down there. Oh. So these are those soil blocks, and they seem to be working. These are jalapenos. Now, the soil blocks that are a little bit bigger, I noticed the thermostat is kind of just not even kicking off, so it's harder to keep this amount of soil warmer. So I think maybe it's harder to control the moisture in these giant clumps of soil. So maybe these are taking a little longer. And then I don't have these on heat mats at all. So peppers like it hot to germinate. If you're gonna start any, it's not too late. All right, let's get back outside. Come on, Teddy. Come on, Teddy boy. So we are gonna go out to the garden. Got a couple chores to do here. The chickens love these little dried worms. So we have to give them a little schnick-schnack and then check a few things to get ready for this winter, this summer, this spring. Wow. So it's been kind of warmer and rainy. It's still gloomy, but oh, these chickens. So here, check this out. These 3 chickens are insane. They are just, oh my gosh, just chill. Oh my gosh, it's like you've never ate anything all day. They cannot be contained. I put them back in this fence and they are not having any of it. So this is Susie, our rooster. We named him Susie before we knew he was a rooster, so we just kept his name. This is Marigold. She's the nicest one. Aren't you, Marigold? Here's some worms. Want some worms? Oh, you're so nice. Oh, you're so nice. All right, we'll give him the snacks. So these 3, they come back, but then they just jump over the fence again when all the snacks are gone. So we originally got 8 chickens a couple years ago. So we had like 16, and then we got 8 more last year. Then we just got 6 more in the house. But I built this little coop it's on wheels. We just hook it to the tractor, and other rooster's out. He's not playing around. Anyway, we hook it to the little lawnmower and pull it around the yard so they have a new patch of grass. They don't really ruin any of the grass. In fact, you can kind of see they were here, then I moved them here. Then last year I moved them over there, and they were in the garden for a while over the winter. But anyway, this is the last place they were last fall. And you can see the grass is actually a lot greener from all the nitrogen in their poop. It's kind of funny. I had a bunch of leftover. People are like, oh, you made it exactly like your house. And I was like, well, yeah, I just used leftover material for my house. And I literally just, I bought the wheels, and I use like skid wood and leftover material from my house. So yes, it looks exactly like my house, kind of out of convenience. So we're gonna check the garlic. In this area right here, I did garlic. I did that about end of October, and it looks like it started to come up. And it's doing all right. I did put this cut down oriental grass over it to kind of protect it a little bit. It looks like some of the edges of the leaves will got a little damaged by the cold, but in my experience, which isn't much, that won't stop it from growing. This is the second year doing garlic, and it was pretty easy to grow. The other thing I'm going to look at is, I know I showed you before, but my onions, but there's a lot less snow out here now, so I'm able to, so I actually have leeks over here, and I multi-sowed these leeks, so there's like 2 or 3, and doesn't look like they're dead, so that's good. So these are all leeks. I've never grown leeks, but they're similar to onions. So these are all leeks on this side. You can see my kids wrote leek. And then this is the onions, and these don't look the greatest. Looks like they got pretty cold. And then I did have lettuce in here. You can see that lettuce does not look the greatest either. That was just an experiment. Obviously that just wilted away in the negative degrees temperatures that we had. There are weeds in here that grew up. I think these onions might be okay. You know, they grew quite a bit before they stopped. Maybe that's a bad thing, even, because smaller plants are a little bit more cold tolerant, I hear or read. So we'll see what happens with these. So these were overwintered onions. I planted them late August and transplanted them. I can't even remember when. The other thing I'm checking on is the shape of the beds. So all the snow's gone off the beds. Some of them we did more work on than others to prep it for the winter. Some we did nothing. Some we did mulch, grass clippings. Some we left the plants in and didn't clear. Some were full of, like this one was full of carrots that I didn't even harvest. So see the ground is diggable at least 3 or 4 inches down. So we'll see how, these are all carrots. Like, look, these are just rows of carrots. We'll see what happened with them. They kind of break off because the ground's so, oh, come on. Let's see if I can dig one up. They're kind of breaking off. See, I don't know if these are good yet. I'm definitely going to try them if I can get a couple out. Should have brought some water out here. I'm going to go rinse this off and see what happens. Oh, here we go. See? Those 3 are already getting on they get on top of the coop there, and they're going to fly over the fence. They're escape artists. Just those 3. What are you doing up there? I actually have them trained. They'll come take the carrot out of my hand. Just kidding. They're not trained. Okay. Man, still good. It's February. They've been in the ground since last summer. Really good. If you never had garden, fresh out of your garden, organic carrots, it's just so good. I don't even like carrots until I had these. Sorry for chopping. I'll try to stop chopping on the recording. The ones I dug up, I'm just gonna give to the chickens real quick. Yeah, so this bed is like all, some are bigger than others because I didn't thin them as well as I could have, but there's rows of carrots in here. Same thing with this bed. This is all carrots. It's hard to tell, but Oh, come on. See, this ground is a lot more frozen. But that's what I'm checking on, is the state of these beds. This bed I actually did a cover crop in, so I did crimson clover last year. And that looked like it looks like that all died. So this was all crimson clover. I did sweet corn. You can see I just chopped off the things. I left the root system in. Hopefully that'll continue to break down and I can plant something else in here. So this bunk here is supposed to be potatoes next year. And it looks like I had some marigolds in the end and some peppers that I didn't clean up. And I don't like to, you'll see I just chop off the base of the vegetable plant. I don't like to take the root system up because it kind of disturbs the soil a little bit more than I want. And I don't really want to disturb the soil. What I'm trying to do is similar to a no-dig method. If you don't know what that is, you basically just add compost to the top as a sort of mulch, and also the nutrients that the plant needs, and plant right in the compost. It keeps your weeds down. The method of no dig, what I'm doing, adding compost, keeps your weed pressure down, and it provides nutrients to the soil, all the microbiome or whatever that is in the soil has their nutrients from the organic compost, the rich organic material that the compost is made of. And so the compost feeds the soil feeds the plant feeds us. So, and it's one less step, tilling and all that stuff. So I basically add compost. I've been buying it in bags. I've been buying it in bulk. Surprisingly, you don't need a ton to fill what I have here, and you can grow a lot of food from it. I did start making it last year, but like this soil, like look, this is March. It's March 4th, and the top layer of the soil is already thawed, and just like, oh, it's so nice. I started with just dirt from my yard and topsoil, filling these bunks. And I don't have like years and years of experience doing this, but I it's hard to try anything else. Like I tried potatoes in the clay last year. That actually worked, but it was just messy. And you're slipping, sliding it around and stuff like that. Anyway. So looks like we have some marigold plants that I didn't clean up, and that means we'll probably get volunteers in this because there's so many seeds on the end of a marigold flower bud at the end of the season that I'd be very surprised if we didn't get any volunteers. Another thing I did is I had these grow bags, and I had a lot more of them, and I kind of did them along the fence with just extra plants that I had, and that was okay. The problem with grow bags is I like to hand water. I hand water this whole garden. I love it. It's my counseling session. Problem with grow bags is they dry out a lot quicker than dirt that's in the ground, especially these beds that are like sitting on clay that doesn't drain any water. It's a little bit harder to maintain a potted material with moisture when it's kind of the outlier. If the rest of what you have is raised beds, it's harder to maintain these grow bags as growing space. But some things work really well in there. I can't remember what these even were. I think these were sweet potatoes, and I didn't even harvest them. Actually, we can dump these out and see what happens. It might be frozen still. Pretty frozen. There's definitely sweet potatoes in there, but they're kind of went to mush. Like there's a sweet potato. mashed sweet potato that I never even harvested out of these. But grow bags work for the right person. A nice thing about a grow bag is you can control the soil a little bit more. Like if something like sandy soil, you can fill it with sandy soil per pot. So here's my compost. I started this at the end of last year, and I ended up filling one whole thing here. I do have an apple tree over here that I planted like a few years ago, and I didn't plan on any of these being here, so it's kind of in an okay spot for now. I got that for my sister. It wasn't growing at her house. This compost is actually already looking really good. Right now we just have a bunch of end of year stuff we dumped on top, but the stuff underneath, and then this is the latest stuff, it's already breaking down. I got a wood chipper on Facebook Marketplace. So all these beds we cleared, and then I put through my wood chipper into this compost, and hopefully that works well. I think just what's right there will fill about half of the beds. But yeah, everything is looking pretty good. It's starting to thaw out, honestly. We're getting a lot of rain, so that's helping it. We're getting some 40-degree weather. It's only getting down to low 30s at night, so it's starting to thaw overall. So that's good. That's exciting. Who knows how long that'll last. We didn't even completely clear these trellises, so we'll be out here doing some spring cleaning for sure. Especially in some of the bunks like this. We did, I covered it with grass clippings. I'll probably just go over this with a layer of compost, and then this bed is getting the onions that I got going on inside. So we'll be out here, you know, probably in a month for sure. Within a month, planting onions in this very bed. I cannot wait. This was all snow a couple weeks ago, and I got some maintenance to do on the beds. All right, I'll show you one last thing that I'm excited to get to, and it'll probably be a video. Hoping to do a lot more gardening stuff, but this is what I trellised my tomatoes on. It's just the cattle panel that I kind of hose clamped to some T-posts there. And I was like, this is way better than the tomato clips system. I'm a genius. Well, it didn't work very well. Honestly, I don't like it. These two beds are going to be my tomatoes going forward. And like, looks like I need to stake it down a little bit. The 2x4s, 2x6s are warping. But I have a system that I'm going to build again that's similar to the one I did last year that worked really well for trellising. I don't think I'm going to do any bush tomatoes this year. Last year I did bush tomatoes, determinate, best boy or something in this bunk, and we got a lot of tomatoes. But it was just a mess, and it was hard to prune. I like to do a lot of pruning. We had these tomato hornworms that was really hard to find them because that whole bed was just solid tomato plant. So I like the indeterminate kind, and I think that's all I'm going to do this year unless I see something at the greenhouse I really like. That's all I'm going to seed anyway. But these two beds are going to have a trellis system that I think is going to be sick and look sick. So stay tuned for that. And I'm going to build it for free, I think. So it's raining out here. It's still premature to do. Go get my bucket. But yeah, get out in your garden, check it out. I made a plan the other day in a different video, but I'm seeing where, okay, my plan's gonna work out in some spots and it's not gonna work out in other spots. So maybe I'll have to modify the plan, something like that. So I think we're gonna be sitting pretty good this year. Like I said, we try to grow our own food, and maybe I'll do a video of what we did last year, what we still have left. We have a lot more food left than we thought. So thanks for watching. Catch you next time.